Okay, so hello everybody. Thank you very much for coming and welcome to the launch of the Pyramid Open Show 2021. On behalf of the curation team and everyone at Pyramid, thank you for joining us online this evening. And a particularly special welcome to the 7 exhibiting artists: Alabama 13, Henny Burnett, Honestly Casual Projects, Yael Kaplan, Catherine Lubar, Gabriel Massan, and Diana Terry. Every meeting seems to start with a comment about the weird situation that we're in. We are finding our way around webinars, and we will take our time over this, so that if there are moments of technical hitches or lack of understanding, I'll be consulting the other members of the curation team, who I think you can probably see across the top of your screen at the moment: Pamela, James, Ella, and Sam. So if we are finding our way around the software, please bear with us. The event will last about 30 minutes. If you don't have one beside you already, I encourage you to grab a cup of tea or a mug or a glass of water or a glass of something fizzy so you can join me in a toast later on. As attendees of the webinar, you are not visible on screen to each other, but you can use the question and answer session if you want to make comments or ask us questions. And when we get to the end of this short session, we will stick around on screen and attempt to answer some of those questions. Okay, so preparations for the open show began early last year. We'd already been thinking about running an annual art show, and then, like everybody, we had to rapidly adjust all our plans for 2020 and beyond. The tremendous uncertainty we all faced was met in equal measure by the fierce creativity and energy of our Pyramid members and artist team, who reimagined a year of arts projects via a new digital lens. The Pyramid Open Show began its life then as a virtual exhibition, and we are extremely proud to showcase the work of 7 extraordinary artists, or 8 artists in fact, as Honestly Casual Projects is 2 artists, Polly Constance and Chana Joyce, who submitted work in response to a unique sensory call-out. One of the core aims of the Curation Circle project was to create a space where Pyramid members and artists could work together as peers to understand and explore the role of curation, opening up access to what goes on behind the scenes in the arts world to people with autism and learning disabilities. The curation team have worked together to reflect upon and express their constructive critical opinion of the work of other artists, project managing and delivering this exhibition from inception to this moment, to the opening. It's been a tremendous commitment over 7 months, delivered with intense work, focus, and vision. Confronting issues around access and inclusion has been central to the project. The curation team seeking to scrutinise and expand the conventional format of artist callouts by inviting artists from anywhere in the world, working in any discipline, at any stage in their careers, to submit work in response to colour, sound, and text. The team created a unique sensory call-out out of orange, the sound of pink noise, and the word ouch. And this was communicated and promoted via a video, which we'll now play, after which we'll chat to a member of the curation team. Thank you. So joining me now to talk a little bit about the project and her involvement is Curation Circle member, the wonderful Ella Schofield. Hello, Ella. Hello. Ella, you're muted. Can you unmute?
Hello.
Hello, Ella. Are you all right?
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, we'll just run through these quick questions. You are one of the curators of the Pyramid Open Show 2021. Can you tell me what interested you in joining the curation team?
I like to learn.
You wanted to learn about stuff?
Learn about stuff, yeah.
Okay. We've just seen the sensory call out play on screen for the audience. Can you tell me how the curation team came up with the colour orange, the sound of pink noise, and the word ouch?
My Operation Ouch book.
Your Operation Ouch book?
Yeah.
It's not a book I know about. How did that make you think of those colours and noises and the word ouch in the title?
I mean, I see in the show loads.
Yeah.
About these doctors going to accident and emergency.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I found. That's why I decided to do that.
Okay. Great. And you received an amazing, well, we received over 350 submissions to the sensory call out.
Yes, that's, yes.
How did you make the decisions?
Yes, no, maybe.
Through all 350 selections, did you always agree with each other, or did you sometimes disagree with each other?
Sometimes disagree.
Okay. But talked it through and came up with the artist that was
through.
Did it take a long time?
Yes.
Okay. And the last question, Ella, have you enjoyed working on the project?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Thank you, Ella. And we're really hoping that what you have learned from this project, you'll be able to share in the future. Your knowledge and experience of curating an exhibition with other Pyramid members of the Next Step group that you go to, and really most importantly that you'll carry on playing a key role in creating the next Pyramid Open Show in 2022. Thank you, Ella.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about the artists. We're enormously grateful to everyone who submitted work to the Pyramid Open Show in 2021. The quality was really high, and this made the selection process difficult. It was an insight into the breadth of talent and imagination of artists around the world. The 7 artists we selected to illuminate this extraordinary talent are, in reverse alphabetical order, Diana Terry, Gabriel Masson, Catherine Lubar, Yael Kaplan, Honestly Casual Projects made up of Chana Joyce and Polly Constance, Henny Burnett, and Alabama 13. We'll shortly play a film giving a glimpse of the 7 artists' works alongside some of the interpretation elements that they've created. The film will also give you a quick view of how these elements come together in the virtual exhibition space. But before we play it, on behalf of the curation team and everyone at Pyramid, we'd like to extend massive thanks to the 7 artists exhibiting. Each one has not only shared their extraordinary work, but also role modeled a collaborative openness and warmth towards how their work is presented, giving their time and energy to produce unique audio-visual interpretation to accompany the work, which expands upon and reflects the sensory call-out. We're grateful and in awe of their individual and collective contribution. So please join me in raising a glass to congratulate the exhibiting artists. Alabama 13, Henny Burnett, Honestly Casual Projects, Yael Kaplan, Catherine Lubar, Gabriel Masson, Diana Terry. And in doing so, I would like to formally open Pyramid Open Show 2021. And a short film will now play showing the virtual gallery and the work within.
I'm very much someone who navigates through their work through a very tactile quality, kind of putting things together, arranging them. So it's almost like a kind of 3D collaging.
The subject matter is about my hearing loss, so it involved taking out my hearing aids and concentrating on the noises that are in my head all the time, because being deaf isn't definitely not being silent.
And some of my more recent work is actually getting very textured, where the shadows often have a kind of relief, where they're almost more physical than the other things in the painting, the other elements around them.
Depois que percebi a minha individualidade, a limitação instituída pelo Estado do Rio de Janeiro. Depois que percebi a minha individualidade, a limitação instituída pelo Estado do Rio de Janeiro, um estado de guerra no qual eu estive para buscar meu escape.
A lot of my work is specifically referencing my own personal limitations, exploring, navigating, negotiating my memories and senses in the spaces and places I occupy as a disabled woman.
My name is Yael Kaplan. I'm a photography artist working in the medium of photography, drawing, video art, and installation. In my work, I often deal with abstract. I would intervene by painting on top of the photographic image itself.
As the process unfolded, we recognized the limited sensory engagement when watching work through a screen. We wanted to somehow incorporate those elements we missed from live performance. Texture and sound became our focus and way in to create a visceral viewing experience.
Okay, thank you for that, everybody. So I'm already on to my closing words, you may be pleased to hear. I want to say thank you to everyone for joining us tonight. I particularly want to say a really, really big thank you to all the members of the curation team, Pamela, James, Ella, Sam, who have done, I think, an absolutely breathtaking job in terms of the work that they've selected and what they've done with that online space, which feels very, very special to me. We are, like everybody, you know, shaken by the restrictions put on us by lockdown. And I think, like a lot of organizations, we found that sometimes when you shake things up, things kind of come back together in a way, in a shape that you don't quite expect. And part of me is kind of slightly kicking myself. I'm amazed that Pyramid has existed for 30 years. And in all that time, we haven't asked our artists with learning disabilities to select from the work of other artists, to talk about the work of other artists, to choose between different artists. So on the one hand, I'm kind of kicking myself that hasn't happened in the past, but also so pleased that this current situation has led us to do this. And as always with our artists, just blown away by how far they exceed our expectations when we do these things. So I hope everyone watching can sense how proud I am, and particularly know that and I hope that the curation team know how proud I am. We're going to end the event really just by inviting you to head over to view the works in the gallery itself. So the website address is pyramid.org.uk/open-show/. It will reappear on your screen at the end of the session, so you will be able to follow that link. Like any gallery, you have to work out how to find your way around, and one of the challenges around inclusion have been the same for us as they are for any curator. There is a little, when you get into Art Steps, there is a little eye in the top left-hand corner of the screen which will give you information about how to navigate if you're struggling to find your way around. There are different ways to navigate. You can do it with your mouse. You can do it if you've got a touch screen, you can use that. You can also use the up, down, left, right arrows on your keyboard, which is good if you get stuck in a corner, I find. You can back up. There's lots of video interpretation in there. So whenever you see the symbol of an ear on the wall, follow the instructions which are at the beginning of the gallery about how to access that. The films are really, really beautiful, I think, and the interpretation from the artist is amazing. There is also a guided tour function. So if you don't want to do the navigation, you can click on the guided tour function and it will take you around the gallery. Okay, we'd also like to ask you to promote and share the gallery with friends and colleagues. We love it. We hope you will too. And we're grateful for all the support shown and extended. And we'd like to end by showing extending our sincere thanks to all the project funders, in particular Leeds Inspired and the National Lottery Community Fund. So if people wish to ask us questions by Q&A now, we will hang around here, or you can go on over to the gallery. Thank you very much, everybody.
So I think we're sticking around for questions, aren't we? Do you want to put us all in there, Pamela?
Yeah, I'll do that now.
There, you're in.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
So we've got some questions appearing on the chat. James Fitz says, when do we see the dancers? I hope
here we are.
Performance for the show. James is Chana's great uncle. So James, you would have to go to the gallery to see the films, the work made by the dancers, which is following the website address, which I will put into the chat. Type ants.
Oh yes, that's great. I meant to copy and paste it actually.
Work, won't it?
So Ella, you've got a question that's for you from Pam Johnson.
Yeah.
Pam says, hello Ella. You said that you joined the curation panel to learn. Could you share something that you learned the most?
Selecting the artists.
Yeah, that was a really central part of this project, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And how did you do that? How did you select the artists, Anna?
Every week we looked at the artworks.
So you had a lot of things to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked at them all, and then you've already said this, haven't you, to James in the chat? We all voted, didn't we? We took a vote and we either said, can you remember what we said? Either
yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, and then the maybes we had to go back and look at again, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We've got a comment from Rory White. Rory says, amazing artwork. That's lovely. Thank you, Rory. And Nancy Lubars asked, how do we get to the gallery? And James Hill, I can see you're typing an answer.
Have you been to the gallery, Ella? Yes, you guys get to the gallery.
So Roz has asked us a question. Roz,
Oh, yeah.
Hi Roz. Roz says, is the film introducing the artist we saw available to see again? It was very impressive. That's a great question, Roz. It is a great film, and James Mabbott has played a big part in that. So well done to James. And I think we should make it available to watch again. So we'll have to have a chat about that afterwards. That's not currently online, I think, but I think it would be great if it was.
So the film isn't online, but all the individual bits about the artists are actually included within the exhibition. So if you want to see any other bits about the artist talking about their work, that's all in there.
What is the link to the gallery again? I'm just going to write it down.
Can you get in the chat? We're just pasting it in the chat every few minutes.
More.
I'm going to copy and paste it too.
Oh yes, here we go. Right, okay, yeah. So we can just follow that link, can't we?
Yeah.
James Mabbott, is it possible you could bring it up on screen again for everyone to look at, just for?
I can do that.
Unfortunately,
you can't click this, but you know, technology. Yeah. There you go.
How do I get back to that? Yeah.
www.
So you have to find a pen and write it down, I'm afraid. Or you could type it. So, yeah. We are all on computers.
Flash. We got in from the chat link, but just for later on, if Ella wants to go back and revisit, so you can have a look later on.
I'm going to unshare that out now. Do we have any more questions?
We've got 4 questions in the chat which we've answered, and then we've got a lot of lovely messages. 4 questions in the Q&A which we've answered, and then lots of lovely messages in the chat function.
And we've got a question from Catherine about a history question. Catherine has said, can I just ask how Pyramid got started? So I can jump back 12 months from when we were celebrating our 30th birthday and making many speeches about this. So Catherine, 30 years ago and up until 1996, there was a hospital in Leeds called Meanwood Park Hospital, which was an inpatient facility for people with learning disabilities, where people with learning disabilities often spent most of their lives. And there was an arts club set up within Meanwood Park Hospital by a lady called Julia Piggott and several volunteers. In 1989, when the hospital closed in 1996, there was a real recognition that people were being, it was a progressive move, people were being rehoused in houses and supported living schemes across the city, but they needed something to keep them back in contact with each other. So at that point, Pyramid of Arts was set up to keep working with the members of the Arts Club. Amazingly, we still have 2 members of the Arts Club from Meanwood Park Hospital actively involved. So people really tend to stick with us and have been around for a long time. I hope that answered your question.
There was another question that Jill's put in, where she's been asking if artists submitted any further information about their practice. And we were really lucky. We got to, through Pamela's great work and through James, we got to look through emails that people had submitted and through Curator Space, where they shared about their artist biographies and websites, as well as links to the work that they'd made. So there was a lot for us to look through, which made it really exciting.
I mean, the main thing we focused on was actually the artwork, wasn't it? I don't think looking at any of the other information the artist sent actually changed our opinions about any of the artwork that I can remember. I think once we saw the artwork, we kind of knew if we wanted it.
Yeah, I agree. And then we once we'd selected the 7 or 8 artists, we approached them all really about just having a chat with us, and so we could find out more about them, and we could tell them about all the questions we had about how we wanted to present the work, and also just invite them to share more about their practice and about their work. And that was always an optional thing, and we hit gold because every single one of them has just shown such enormous generosity and creativity, as you would expect with artists, of course. But I know the curation team just, I think, all feel really especially grateful. So I won't stop saying that. Thank you all 8 artists that are part of the show, and we're going to be busy over the next few weeks just trying to make sure as many people see your work as possible, because we could not be prouder. Thank you.
There's a message in the chat from Denise saying I didn't think people would be able to do this. She's using her browser to look around the gallery and still listening to our chat.
Oh,
yeah, a better suggestion for us to make, wouldn't it?
And hopefully it's working. That's great.
And she also said, did the artists photograph their own work for the show? Which is, yes, submissions were all digital, weren't they? I believe, were they?
Yep.
Yes. And that's a really good question, actually, because that's anyone who, and there are many people who spent the last 12 months curating online galleries, will tell you that you have this curious situation whereby you're, of course, asking people to send you photographs of their work. And if their work is photographic, then online galleries kind of naturally probably, make that work stand out. And then you've got work which is sculptural, you've got work which is movement based and live art, and then still people have to send photographs. So we were really conscious of that, actually, about the work we were looking at. We hoped that we would get submissions, which would mean we could showcase lots of different kinds of art forms, and we did. But then the artists themselves are been really talented at then showing that work in a virtual gallery. But yeah, we haven't done that. The artists have done that. Are there any more questions? We've still got 52 participants. That's very exciting.
Is everybody listening to us?
I'm just seeing if we've crashed the Pyramid website yet. It seems to be still up.
James Hill, have you got any questions for any of us? Because we haven't chatted to you greatly about the project, have we?
No, I don't think I've got any questions at the moment. I mean, other than when can we start again, really? I think it's something that we definitely want to do every year. So, yeah, a meeting to follow up and then get going and do it again. Should we draw the Q&A to a close and this element of the event to a close and let people browse the gallery as much as they want to? So I'll end just by saying a thank you again to the curation team and to Sarah and Alice from the office who supported us in doing this, and to those funders who gave us money and who turned up tonight to see it. So thank you very much to everybody. We'll close the webinar now and allow you to keep looking on the browser if you wish. Thank you very much. Good night.